So Seacoast Stilettos is an empowered movement studio. We teach heels dance, contemporary dance. We do Pilates, bar for baddies, ballet. We have all different kinds of movement that we teach here now. This space has become so much more than just dance classes. It's really this community for people to feel safe, for people to feel seen, and for people to express themselves, tap into their sexuality, sensual liberation, and really use movement and these modalities that we teach as a way to heal. Seacoast got started after the 2016 election, after and out of the Me Too movement, where there was really this global need for women and I think so many humans to just reclaim their power. On a personal level, I had just exited an abusive relationship and I was personally really needing a place and a modality to reclaim my power, my sexual power, and dance was just like always my form of therapy. I started it kind of for selfish reasons, but it ended up growing into this big, amazing thing. I used my background of dance and my background of yoga to create a beginner heels class that opened the doors up for people that were not only dancers, but everybody could come. So my first class started out with like 3 people. We had our first session under a gas station. It was in Newmarket, New Hampshire. It was very small. And then I just stuck with that class. And week after week, it started to build. 3 people became 10, became 15, became 30. And now sometimes we'll have 50 people in a class. We're really focused on the healing and empowering aspect. It's not about producing a product. Even though we do performances, it's not a performance or competition-based studio. We're really here for the community aspect and for the healing. So the styles of movement that we teach are ways to tap into your power. I like to think of Seacoast Stilettos more as a movement than just as a dance studio, because the work that we do here, when we ask people to tap into sensual movement, that in and of itself is a little act of rebellion. I remember there was a time when I was with my ex and I was posting, it wasn't even dance related, I think it was yoga related, and I was in short shorts and I was just made to feel so wrong about like posting that and putting it out onto the internet. And that was like a clear example to me of how just like being in my body and just like wearing what I was wearing was like an act of defiance in some way and like an act of rebellion. And I think a lot of people experience that, whether they're, posting what they do here on the internet or even maybe just showing up to a class. Because when you come from a place, a society, or a background where you are just constantly made to feel that you should take up less and less space in order to be acceptable, you're deemed worthy in society's eyes because of like the less and less space you take up. Taking up any kind of space is an act of rebellion. People take the teachings that we do here, use it to heal, use it to empower themselves, and then can like go out into the world and really make a difference. The studio is just so beginner friendly because we always have the beginner in mind and that you don't need to have all of this experience before coming into it. You are not the only person in the room who is a beginner. We have people who have like never danced before in their lives come to class. We have people who, haven't gone to dance in a really long time and are coming back. We have people who are regulars. It's always just like such a mixed bag. From the start of class to the end, it's really more about like the experience and the hype and support you get from the community, where we want to hype each other up, support one another, and also like work on the body language and why are we focused on the body language. And like, okay, if we're talking about confidence and a confident walk, rather than like stressing, worrying so much on the perfection of every element of your walk, it's about how you drop into that walk and why are we even focused on doing a walk with confidence, and also reminding people of their worth from the start to the end of class. It's really rewarding to see students come in that really doubt themselves and the journey to where they are after shaking that self-doubt and shaking that fear. One, just like showing up and getting into our doors is like a big first step. But then as you watch somebody who maybe starts with feeling really like not graceful or not even sure how to move their bodies in a certain way, like to see their journey once they start coming and to see their body language start to shift, you can really see this sense of not just in that physical body language sense, but that it's like hit deeper. And you start to see this manifest in their lives. Maybe they're like sharing it on socials or they're tapping into things that they used to love. Or I've had people come to me say that like I've been wanting to take this jump in my career or do this thing, and like dancing here has led me to feel at home in myself again and tap into my power again. So I was like able to go for and do that thing. That's like the most rewarding. We're really grateful to have such a big part of the LGBTQ community teaching and involved here at Seacoast. There's not a ton of spaces where not only queer people are welcomed, but really that queer people are celebrated, and even further, queer people are represented on the staff. I think this is like the first place I've actually worked where the staff was almost entirely queer. So, to learn more about what we do and who we are, and to check out a class, there are so many ways you can get involved. We have our website, seacoaststilettos.com. We have our Instagram at Seacoast Stilettos. My Instagram is Emily Chandra. We also have an online program and lead retreats all over the world. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.